Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Last night, as I was just about to hit the hay, Blizzard responded on the Warcraft 3 forums. We'll get into that. I was then contacted by a Blizzard insider who has a grave concern, which they shared with me. And we're going to get into that. And also, I totally mucked up the mug thing yesterday. I said it's the last day to get mugs, but I'd already shut the shop down, so nobody could get mugs. So, top link in the description box down below. I have got the store open for the mugs until Friday. Then they're gone, they're going, and that's that. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Hello! Right, here we go. This is the blue post that they put up, and as you can see from the title of the video, it's absolutely pathetic. It's passive-aggressive, it's non-apologetic, it shirks around most of the issues, it doesn't address a ton of issues. We'll go into all of that. It's kind as if that speech that J. Allen Barak gave at BlizzCon last year was just a load of bollocks, which I did say at the time, and actually quite a few people said at the time. Do you know why? Because we could all see through it as a load of bollocks. Because you had somebody that came out and guess what? Made a non-apology about something which he didn't really address, and they didn't change anything to do with Blitzchung's ban or anything like that. After the supposed apology, and the fact that they failed, and the fact that they reacted too quickly, and the fact that they didn't communicate well enough, and all that sort of stuff, nothing changed whatsoever. But they held the ban in place because of his stance on freedom in Hong Kong, while J.An. Barak wore his own political agenda on his neck, because at Blizzard, you've got to have the right politics. It's not that they don't want politics, you've got to have the right politics for them, you see. And the right politics are virtue signalling and taking China's money and not speaking out against them. Pathetic human being he is. So, this is the post. It starts off nice and passive-aggressively. We've been following the discussions the past couple of days and want to thank you for your feedback as well as your support. Well, you haven't had a lot of support, let's just be honest. And thanking us for his feedback, it was all out there for everyone to see what the issues were. You didn't even need feedback. You knew what the problems were before the game even released. But that's just by the by. First off, oh wait, here we go folks, the non-apology passive-aggressive sentence. First off, we want to say that we're sorry to those of you who didn't have the experience you wanted. Wow. Wow. I think that's not just passive-aggressive, it's patronising as well. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, I'm sorry for the people that got locked out of the game. I'm sorry for the people that realised that we didn't change the cutscenes. I'm sorry to the people who saw the features that we said it was going to have were actually cut from the game. We're sorry if you didn't think you got the experience you wanted. What a complete non-apology that is. This statement has clearly been run through the legal department. Well, you can't give a direct apology, I'm afraid, because if you give a direct apology, then that is tantamount to ownership of these issues. And we are not going to accept those ownerships. That could open us up to potential lawsuits and liability. So we're going to change that to, we're sorry if you didn't get what you thought. You can tell. You can absolutely 100% tell. And we'd like to share our plans for what's coming next. A bunch of fixes? The features that you took out being put back in? No? Okay. There were a few hours during launch day where we experienced server load issues that impacted players' abilities to jump right in, but we were able to resolve those later in the day. Separate from that, we've seen community feedback about different aspects of Reforged that we wanted to take some time to address, even though we're barely going to address anything. And I believe the server issues didn't just last a few hours. I think some people are actually knocked out for several days. Yeah, but, just shirk past that real quick. Before we go on, this will be good. The team is excited that Warcraft 3 Reforged is finally upon us, and we're fully committed to supporting the game for a long time to come. That kind of sounds one of those things that Todd Howard said. Remember when Todd Howard said, it's not how a game releases, it's how it finishes. No, it's how a game releases, is the fact you'll see from all the refunds that you've had to distribute out during the last few days of people wanting their money back because it's a pathetic product that doesn't live up to what... Right, let me just stop there, because I'm just going to go full-on ranty if I don't pull myself back. Look, the reason why I pre-purchased Warcraft 3 Reforged at BlizzCon 2018 is because I'm not a massive RTS person. My RTS fun and enjoyment begins and stops with Red Alert, Command & Conquer, the old ones, PlayStation 1. But I saw this reforging of Warcraft 3 with its updated cutscenes, updated graphics, updated UI, all these things that they said it was going to get. I saw this as a really nice opportunity to jump into this RTS for lore purposes, really. To kind of experience it with this new coat of paint. And from my understanding, I mean, we know this has changed now. They didn't communicate it at all. But from my understanding, it was as we're going to make this reforged Warcraft 3 product, but you're going to have the old one for all the people that just want the old one anyway. That's still there. It was like the Resident Evil 2 remake. You've got the old Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1. That ain't getting tweaked. But you've got this brand new Resident Evil 2 to play. So you can choose which one you want. So I saw the Reforged, Warcraft 3 Reforged, as a new product with these updated visuals and features and all this kind of stuff as a way to separate itself and take it into 2020. But no, Blizzard saw this as a lazy opportunity to charge £30, $30, which however much it costs in your respective countries, and essentially just update some character models, and that is pretty much it. And this has been worked on for how many years? At least 2 years, and this is what you've got to show for it? It's pathetic. This is why people are getting their money back. Not because they're arseholes or anything like that. It's because you touted a product which, by the way, you are still advertising on your website, which does not exist. You are stealing people's money with this mis-selling. And I'm sure that this is actually against consumer rights here, because you are misrepresenting your product and you're too goddamn lazy to even take it off your website. Because that's the company you are right now. That's the money-grubbing, don't give a shit, shut the fuck up player and give us your money company that you've become over the last few years, and this is why people can't stand you anymore. You're pathetic. And these posts are so pathetic because the meaningless drivel that have gone through the legal department to come out and be as corporate and stable as possible while denying as much culpability as they can. Sorry, I wanted to try and get away from full rant mode, but it came out. One of the concerns with Reforged that we've seen are with the visuals when selecting classic mode. Well, you wouldn't have had that issue if you had your classic separate to the Reforged game, which people thought was going to happen and thought that we were going to get. So you have created your own problems. And who are the people who have had to take those consequences? The people that fork out their money for the product. We've identified the bug causing the colours and shadings to look different, yada, yada, yada. So it goes on about some bug fixes and UI fixes. And one thing that they absolutely 100% don't touch on is the ownership of custom maps and such. A big issue for a lot of people. And as I said, I got contacted by a Blizz insider who obviously wants to remain anonymous. And I can confirm their validity, just for the record. And they said to us that in Blizzard's, they are very concerned that in Blizzard's desire to not let another Dota slip through their fingers, with now claiming all rights for all custom maps, all rights and ownerships and moral fucking abilities or whatever they put in their statement, there are a lot of, and the only way that I can put this is undesirable custom maps out there, which are now owned by Blizzard. This virtue signaling company. But they now own all of the customized, very unsavory maps. Now, they offered to show me some of the unsavory maps. I declined. Because that is not something I need or want to see. But they are now property of Blizzard Entertainment. And I said, how come there is no vetting process for these maps? There is none. But they all now belong to Blizzard. I'll let that sit with them. So they're very concerned about the ramifications of that. That's where I'll leave that one. So let's just go to the end here, because we've got a little bit more passive aggressiveness to finish things off. Why not? It's Blizzard Entertainment. Related to that, here we go. They talk about the cutscenes. Related to that, as we talked about last year at BlizzCon, how about you actually construct some blue posts about this? Instead of just saying, oh, we discussed this at BlizzCon. Not everyone buys a virtual ticket. Not everyone goes to BlizzCon. A tiny, minuscule portion of your true customer base actually get involved in BlizzCon. So if you're saying, well, we told you at BlizzCon, so it's your own fault, fuck off. As we talked about last year at BlizzCon, we did not want the in-game cutscenes to steer too far from the original game. Never heard so much bollocks in all my life. It's too much hard work and we couldn't be arsed. As I explained earlier, we thought we were buying a Reforged Warcraft 3. Not a just slightly tweaked version. You were selling us on what the reforging actually meant, and that is what we were purchasing. And that is why, once again, you are getting hit with so many fucking refunds. So to turn around and go, we didn't want to steer too far away from the original game. If you'd left the original game alone, they could have had them there and then. So if they want to experience how they used to be, bang. But we wanted the Reforged experience. Jesus wept. We went a little deeper into the thought process behind that at the show, but the main takeaway is that the campaigns tell one of the classic stories in Warcraft history, and we want to preserve the true spirit of Warcraft 3. Fucking bollocks. And allow players to relive these unforgettable moments as they were, albeit rebuilt with new animations and a higher fidelity art. Higher fidelity, my arsehole. It's so far pushed away anyway, you can't virtually tell. That's why the cinematics, which you are still touting on your website, they were perfect. When you've seen the like for like, when you've seen the 2018, this, which doesn't exist anymore, versus how they turned out, they are very much alike, but this just has so much of a better feel to it with the voice acting and the models, the close-ups. It feels way more cinematic than the other ones, which feel flat and dated because the game's from 2002. But if people wanted to experience that, they could still have the OG product. But you fucked that up as well. By the way, are you going to take this off your website? Or are you still going to lie to people? Just asking for a friend. So there we go, folks. And then it's just like, oh, we know we didn't update or address any of your questions. Oh, sorry, all of your questions. Any of your questions. But there you go. We're Blizzard. Have a nice day. So, yeah, it's a pretty pathetic response. Not really dealing with any of the true issues, the problems. Complete non-apology as well on the whole subject matter, because Blizzard don't want to be liable. Because the legal department probably tell them we can't apologize because it might lead us to be liable to something. God, fuck. Make me sick. Make me sick. Enjoy that. Hope you enjoyed the vid, though. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.